So cooking.
Cooking.
Which you, well,
I do. I love it. Unfortunately, I have not had enough time to do it, but used to cook all the time. But it's always been a social thing, and that's the beauty of it. My mother, well, I'm Sicilian. We cook. My mother, grandmother, recipes have been handed down, swapping recipes with other women, all part of the community of cooking. And our next guest took that age-old custom to, well, the web. Babette Pepe created the first social networking site for people passionate about food. I think everybody's passionate about food on some level, don't you think?
But also looking for
great recipes. Well, her website, BakeSpace.com, was a finalist for several Webby Awards. It's cool. You just get lost in it.
Babette, welcome.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here, guys.
Hey, Babette, and by the way, Babette and I connected in two ways, one of which I don't think you know. Mark Zuster, VC at GRP Partners, emailed me weeks and weeks ago and said, you really should have Babette on the show, and then Babette reached out via Twitter. So again, it's the world of social networking in more ways than one. Babette, how did you... one of the many interesting things about your story is you were working in reality television and just one day decided, I'm going to take a cake decorating class, and that literally gave birth to this website. And it seems astonishing, but I want you to tell people your story.
Sure. I was directing reality television for about a decade, and my last job, it was I do a lot of swaps, so like take people, put them into interesting situations. I started my career at The Real World and Road Rules, sort of worked my way up. I was extremely successful in television, and my last show, I had to tell one mother to tell another mother that she was the worst mother in the whole world. And I think I realized at that point, I was like, I think I'm going to hell, because I just, you know, what do you do at that point? How can you get any worse? So I took a cake decorating class to sort of feed my soul and bring me back from the dark side. And I loved it. I loved being around the people. I loved being around foodies. I loved the idea of what food represents. I mean, we spend so much time in the kitchen growing up, and that's where the conversations really happen. So I went online to look, how can I continue my education in cake decorating? And there really wasn't anything. We launched in 2006, and there wasn't anything out there that connected chefs in real time. Everything was either a blog or a forum. And so I thought, okay, well, there's a need here. There's something that I'm interested in. So sometimes I say I scratched my own itch, which might sound a little weird, but if it's something that you're passionate about, you'll find a solution.
You know, the Food Network took off. I mean, I watch it 24/7. Whether I cook or not, I'm obsessed with watching it and understanding and reading about it. There has been a huge phenomena lately in this whole culinary world. We have celebrity chefs that are, you know, more popular these days than some actors in Hollywood. So you were able to bring this down home. Explain that story for us a little bit, and you know how you have mentors on your website, and these are all just, dare I say, ordinary people.
Well, you know, after we launched the site, we realized that people were using recipes to connect. The recipes were really the launching point to have a conversation. So if you find someone that has, you know, a chocolate chip cookie recipe or a barbecue recipe, you not only do you have something in common with someone right when you sign in, but if you find that they're interested in the same types of foods, you sort of have a starting point. And then we started watching how the community started using the site. And what I found was that there are people who have like 30, 40 years of experience baking bread, or they have a barbecue recipe that they're really passionate about. And while they're not professional chefs, like they're not being paid for it, but they've been doing it for 30, 40 years, there's that wealth of knowledge that people really just weren't able to tap into. Right. So what we did was we streamlined that process and created a mentor program so that if you have interesting tips that you want to give out or you have something to give back, why not tap into that?
I bet my grandmother Bessie would be on BakeSpace right now if she were still alive, regardless of her age, because she was a committed cook and connected to the community, and this is just a different type of community.